Ladies and gentlemen, oh, they looked at you and saw a delicate flower, didn't they? Soft petals easy to bruise, something fragile they could crush under their heel without a second thought. That's how they saw you, my dear fleeting beauty, powerless against the storm they planned to unleash. But oh, how wrong they were. You weren't a fragile flower at all. You were a force of nature in disguise. A storm brewing. A volcano waiting to erupt. A wildfire ready to consume everything in its path. They thought they had you figured out. Sweet, compliant, docile, an easy target. They thought their games, their lies, their endless attempts to break you would succeed. But here you are, standing tall, unbroken. Now broken. And now they're left window. In a palm all to come raveled so spectacularly. You, the fragile flower, turned out to be something far more dangerous. You see, their mistake wasn't underestimating your strength. It was underestimating your resolve. They thought if they pushed hard enough, you'd fold. If they played enough mind games, you'd crumble. If they twisted the knife just right, you'd go to a million pieces. But you didn't. Oh no. Instead, you showed them exactly what you're made of. Fire. And an unyielding will that refuses to bend. And now they're learning their lesson, aren't they? The lesson you never intended to teach, but couldn't avoid delivering that people like you, people with integrity, resilience, and self-respect aren't so easily destroyed. No matter how much they try to tear you down, you'll always rise, stronger, more determined than before. And they hate it. Oh, how they hate it. They hate that their tricks didn't work, that their manipulations fell flat, that their power over you was nothing more than an illusion. They hate that you saw through their facade, their lies, their carefully crafted web of deceit. They hate that you didn't stay down when they knocked you over, that you didn't give them the satisfaction of watching you break. And now they're left with nothing but the bitter taste of regret. Regret for underestimating you, for thinking they could control you, for believing they could crush you without consequence. Regret for not realizing sooner that you're not a flower. They're the ones wilting under the weight of their own actions. But don't pity them, my dear. No, don't waste your energy feeling sorry for the ones who tried to destroy you. Instead, revel in your victory. Because make no mistake, this is a victory. Your survival, your strength, your refusal to be broken. It's a triumph they'll never understand. You've become their mirror now. Every time they look at you, they're forced to confront their own failure, their own weaknesses, their own insecurities. Every time they see you thriving, they're reminded of everything they couldn't take from you. Every time they hear your name, they're haunted by the memory of the person they thought they could break. And that, my dear, is the ultimate revenge. Not anger, not hatred, not bitterness, but resilience. The ability to stand tall in the face of everything they threw at you, to smile in the face of their cruelty, to live your life on your terms unapologetically and fearlessly. They thought they were strong. But strength isn't about control, manipulation, or power. True strength is standing firm in who you are, refusing to compromise your values, and never letting anyone dim your light. True strength is what you've shown, day after day, moment after moment, as you rose above their pettiness and proved that you're so much more than they ever gave you credit for. And now they're left in the shadows, watching as you shine brighter than ever, watching as you live a life they can only dream of, watching as you become the person they never believed you could be, watching and regretting, and hating themselves for ever thinking they could break you. They thought they could destroy someone like you. But here's the truth, my dear, they never stood a chance. not against your strength, not against your resilience, not against your unbreakable spirit, not against the fire that burns within you, the fire they thought they could extinguish but only ended up fueling. Not against sheer force of your will, your determination, your refusal to settle for anything less than you deserve. So hold your head high, walk with pride, live your life without apology, without fear, without regret. Because you're not a fragile flower, my dear. You're a storm, a force of nature, a reminder that true strength isn't about how much you can destroy. True strength is about how much you can endure, how much you can rise above. And you've risen higher than they ever thought possible. Every day they'll wake up to the sound of your silence, the echo of your absence, and it will haunt them. They'll scroll through their memories like pages in a burned book, trying to piece together how they let you slip away. And every time they think they've found the answer, another wave of regret down on them. You were the one they should have cherished, the one they should have protected. But their arrogance blinded them to the treasure they held. And now, they're left with empty hands and an emptier heart. They'll try to fill the void with distractions, with replacements, with anything that can numb the pain of losing you. But nothing will work. Nothing ever does. Because when you lose someone irreplaceable, no substitute will ever suffice. They thought they could play their little games with you, twist and manipulate you, until you were nothing more than a puppet on their strings. But you, oh, you were never a puppet. You are the puppeteer now, controlling the narrative, writing your own story, living a life they can only envy from a distance. And that distance, it's the prison they built for themselves, a cell made of pride and regret, with no escape in sight. You see, they're mad at themselves, but they project it onto you. It's easier to blame you for standing up, for walking away, for refusing to tolerate their nonsense. It's easier to paint you as the villain than to confront their own flaws, their own failures, their own toxicity. But deep down, they know the truth. And the truth is a heavy burden to bear. They thought your silence was weakness. But oh, how wrong they were. Your silence was the loudest statement you could make. It screamed of dignity, of self-respect, of a refusal to stoop to their level. It told them everything they needed to know. That you're not someone they can mess with, not someone they can control, not someone they can break. And that silence, it's deafening now. It echoes in their mind, a constant reminder of the strength they underestimated. They'll sit in their rooms, alone with their thoughts, replaying every moment, every word, every action that led to this. They'll analyze and overanalyze, desperately trying to understand where they went wrong. And the answer will stare them in the face. They lost you because they didn't value you. They lost you because they thought they could treat you like everyone else. They lost you because they didn't realize you're not like everyone else. And now, they're learning the hard way. They're learning that people like you don't come around often. That people like you don't stick around when they're disrespected. That people like you don't settle for less than they deserve. They're learning that their actions have consequences, that their behavior has repercussions, that their games come with a price. And the price, oh, it's deep. It's the nights spent tossing and turning, haunted by the memory of your smile. It's the moments of silence where your laughter used to echo. It's a cold realization that they'll never again feel warmth of your presence, the light of your kindness, the depth of your love. That's the price they pay for underestimating you, for taking you for granted, for thinking they could get away with treating you poorly. But don't let their regret weigh on you, my dear. Don't let their pain become your burden. You've already carried enough, endured enough, sacrificed enough. Now it's their turn. Their turn to carry the weight of their actions, to endure the consequences of their choices, to live with the loss of someone they should have cherished. Because you're free now, free from their games, free from their manipulations, free from their toxicity, free to live your life on your terms, without the chains of their negativity holding you back, without their shadow looming over you. And that freedom, oh, it's a beautiful thing. So don't look back, my dear. Don't waste your energy on people who didn't see your worth, who didn't appreciate your value, who didn't treat you where you deserve to be treated. Look forward. Look to the future. Look to the life you're building for yourself. A life filled with joy, with peace, with people who truly love and respect you. And let them watch. Let them watch as you thrive, as you show, as you shine brighter than ever before. Let them watch as you become everything they never believed you could be. Let them watch as you live a life they can only dream of, a life they'll never be a part of. Because their loss isn't your loss. Their regret isn't your regret. Their pain isn't your pain. It's theirs to carry, theirs to endure, theirs to live with. And you're free. Free to live, free to love, free to be the extraordinary person you are. So hold your head high, my dear. Walk with pride, with confidence, with the unshakable knowledge that you're not just a survivor. You're a warrior. You're a force to be reckoned with. A light that refuses to be dimmed. A person who knows their worth and demands nothing less than they deserve. Let them hate you if they must. Let them seethe with anger, with regret, with bitterness. Let them stew in their own emotions, their own mistakes, their own failures. Because you're beyond all that. You're above all that. You're untouchable, unbreakable, unstoppable. And this is just the beginning of your story.